Hey guys, and welcome to another discussion video, and tomorrow there will be a Pokemon Presents Direct that will be revealing some new things and some information. So today I will be with Nick,
Hello.
and we will be discussing a few things here. So first off is they'll obviously show the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. And it will probably be released by then with the first pack, but I think they'll show more of the Crown Tundra pack of the DLC, maybe reveal some more information about that. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely think, the minute I purchased the DLC, I was like, okay, I'm staying up, and as soon as, I'm staying up, and when it releases, I'm not going to sleep. I know that for a fact. And so I was just like, so far, my thoughts on the DLC. Everything looks great. Everything looks amazing, and I'm excited for the new Pokemon that I can transfer into the game, because I am just thrilled beyond words for this DLC, because it looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be a great post-game, because Sword and Shield didn't really have that good of a post-game.
Yeah.
So it adds a lot of post-game to it, which is something that a game like that this needs.
I'm glad they're adding all this new stuff in DLC, so I think they'll just touch a few more features on the second one, because we already know mostly about the first pack of DLC, and it will probably be out by the time this Direct comes out. So, moving on, I really feel like the Gen 4 remakes will be revealed. Like, not for this year, obviously, but for, next year. And I really feel like it's likely this is the time to do it, everyone wants it, and they haven't really made a remake in a while, so I feel like what they could do is maybe make it not in the gameplay style, but maybe just the style of the Let's Go games, like the art style, and maybe the music style, which I'd like for the Let's Go games, and maybe even a feature where you can toggle between, normal gameplay and then the Let's Go gameplay. That's what I think they'd probably do. And then what are your thoughts on this? I know you had some stuff to say about the Gen 4 remake, some stuff that they'd be implementing.
I played Gen 4 and I loved it. And Gen 4 Pokemon got a lot of Mega Evolutions. And Mega Evolution was a great concept, and I would want them to bring it back. And I've seen some leaks and stuff, and apparently there's a lot of Pokemon getting Gigantamax forms, but they don't know when that's being released. Well, a lot of people are speculating that that's the Gen 4 remakes, is that they're going to be putting a wild area in, they're going to be putting Gigantamax and everything in, which I'm fine with. And basically, Gen 4 is one of those gens that has been ignored the most. Black and White, they got their secondary games. All of the other gens have had their remakes, especially the first gen. Seems that they tend to be favorited. And then, Gen 6, even that could be the next game. That gets an additional game or gets a remake. Mm-hmm. But Gen 4 is one of those games that everyone would definitely appreciate. Clearly everyone's been after it for so long.
Yeah, ever since they made the Gen 3 remakes, people have been wanting the Gen 4 remake. I feel like the wild area would be a really good inclusion for,
the Mount Coronet wild area would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think... Do you think the art style of this game will be closer to Let's Go or Sword and Shield?
It's going to be a hybrid between the two of them.
Yeah. I want the music direction, the orchestrated remakes of Let's Go.
I love Let's Go's orchestrated music. Let's Go's orchestrated music is gorgeous.
I also think they should bring, Sword and Shield, maybe a little bit like Let's Go, a kind of a mix of the, random encounters and then the Pokemon you can actually see.
Yeah, because keep Sword and Shield's way of encountering Pokemon where you can walk around and you'll get the exclamation spot, but also keep them wandering around and bring back following Pokemon. I don't know why they took it out of Sword and Shield, because they should have kept it in.
Yeah, I really want them to bring that back. I was kind of disappointed when I found that out, that you can't do it in Sword and Shield. So, maybe let's move on now to ports of older games. I think they should bring, or maybe even do a Game Boy, online, or even a DS online, and then port along with all the other Nintendo games, they should also port the old Pokemon games to the Switch, and like they did this with the NES and SNES games, with all the old Mario and Zelda games, but I think they should do it with Pokemon and also all the other Game Boy games, because I think there was even a trademark filed for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, so that could be leaning towards this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald were amazing games. I played through those as well. And honestly, they've gotten their love, but a lot of games have been ignored being added to the Switch. Like, they don't have a single Game Boy or Game Boy Advance game on the Switch. And so it would be really cool to see Nintendo put that on the Switch, because then we have access to all these great games that people haven't played in a while, and it could introduce younger audiences to the older games, which were amazing.
Yeah, and moving on now to Detective Pikachu 2. So last year, they revealed that there were a new Detective Pikachu game for the Switch was in development. So I'm thinking there's possibly going to be a new Detective Pikachu game announced at this announcement, because it's been a year, and I'm thinking either later this year there could be a new Detective Pikachu game, or even sometime next year, like the Detective Pikachu 2 could come out. This is kind of anticipated because the first game was pretty popular, and I could really see this being like a pretty interesting game on the Switch. I haven't played Detective Pikachu, but hopefully this one will kind of be like a good entry point for a lot of people, since it will be on Switch. What are your thoughts?
I didn't play the first Detective Pikachu, and I mean, it would be interesting to see the game saga continue, because I watched playthroughs of the first one and it looked really good, and the first one kind of leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger, so it's kind of perfect that they continue the story.
I wonder if they'll bring any story elements from the movie into Detective Pikachu 2. I think that would be like kind of interesting to see some of the elements from that. But moving on, Pokemon Sleep. I mean, I think it's like a thing it's kind of like Pokemon Go, but it's like for tracking your sleep instead of exercise. So that was revealed last year. I think it was either last year or the year before. One of those. It was a long time ago. I forgot now, but I think it was last year. But they haven't revealed any information since. So I think they could reveal more information on Pokemon Sleep and like some of the features with that. So what are your thoughts on Pokemon Sleep? What do you think they could do with it? Do you think it will be kind of like Pokemon Go, or like
I think they're going to be sneaky boys and try to track my sleep, and I don't mind that, because like my watch isn't always that accurate. Like, my watch doesn't start recording my sleep until maybe an hour after I've fallen asleep.
I think I even saw like a patent from like Nintendo. I think it might not just be Pokemon. They might have expanded it to like even Mario or other things like that, because it looked pretty similar to Pokemon Sleep. So I think it might be like Pokemon Sleep might be a part of something, because there's like a patent filed like a couple of weeks ago, I believe. So this might be related to Pokemon Sleep, and it might even be like linked in with connectivity with the Switch in general, not just like phones and stuff like that. I think it might like connect to other things too, and I think Pokemon Sleep might just be a part of that. So next up, a new Pokemon Ranger game. I think that should return, since there hasn't been a game since like the DS era, I believe. So there were a few games though.
We haven't seen Ranger since DS.
Yeah, so I think it would be a good time to bring that back, and I don't think it would be very likely, but I still think there would be a little bit of a chance they'd bring that. But I also think there might be a new mystery dungeon, because the last one we got was a remake of the first mystery dungeon. So I think that might have been leading up to a completely new mystery dungeon for the Switch, which will probably come out next year, because I don't really think there could be two games in the same series come out in the same year. I think they'd spread it out a little bit for development time and everything like that. So it could possibly have a new Mystery Dungeon game next year. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I've played a few Mystery Dungeon games. Not all of them I liked. Most of them I did like, though. And Mystery Dungeon games are definitely, whether it's a remake or it's a new game, it's worth it because Mystery Dungeon is one of those games that it's more of a story than it is a game, and it's like a really immersive story that you get to be a part of, and it's really fun and really cool. And the early Mystery Dungeon games didn't really have it have them a story, but a lot of the ones that were on like later ones on the DS and even the ones on the 3DS had a lot of story that kind of some people just don't know about that they could learn about if it was on the Switch. So it's just kind of worth putting it on there.
Yeah, I enjoyed the remake of the first Mystery Dungeon on Switch. I thought it was pretty fun and the story was good. So moving on, I think there could even possibly, like, I know this is kind of unlikely, but there's still a chance. I mean, Nintendo and Pokemon, both like to throw random stuff out to us. The new Mystery Dungeon remake was completely unexpected. So I think we could get another unexpected thing, like remakes of GameCube games, like Colosseum and XD.
Colosseum and XD, get dirty.
So, what are your thoughts on this? I know you've played those games a lot, and they're actually your...
Colosseum and XD Guild Darkness. First of all, they're two of my favorite games. I have a lot of favorite Pokemon games, to be specific, 4. But Colosseum and XD were amazing games with an amazing story. And not many people have a GameCube or even have those games. And it would be great for them to be on Switch because people can experience their amazing story with better graphics and get immersed into that kind of world. And they are known to be slightly darker Pokemon games, but who cares? They're great.
Well, I mean, that makes it a little more interesting, actually.
Exactly.
So, last thing we have here is... Nick was checking his phone earlier on Pokemon Home, and apparently there's going to be an update for it. At exactly the time.
At the exact same time.
Yeah, as the Direct.
Yeah, as the Direct, which is insane. And we were thinking it's like, oh, it's going to be Pokemon. They're going to add Pokemon Go support, or they're going to add some sort of support.
That's what I'm thinking. I think they're going to add the Pokemon Go support because, as you know, if you have Pokemon Home, it doesn't support Go at the moment. So I think with this update, they could add Go, and they could even add some more features to it too. I'm not sure what they could be, but I know Go is one of them. That would be a really good feature if they added Pokemon Go. And I think another thing, I think they're also adding Pokemon Go because they're adding all of those Pokemon into Pokemon Sword and Shield, so you'll have the chance to transfer more Pokemon into Sword and Shield now. So that might be one of the reasons, even though you could transfer from the old games too, it's a little more accessible to transfer from Pokemon Go. Yeah. So, yeah, that's our discussion for today, and I'm excited. If I wake up on time, I'll do a reaction for the Pokemon Presents Direct. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Goodbye.